I'm Ken Buckler, and I'm the creator of History Hub Hunters. So, in addition to the web series, I'm going to be producing shorter, behind the scenes videos discussing some of the history of our area, some of the challenges in creating this show, and just some of my thoughts while we do this whole process. So, for the first one of these videos, what you're going to get is you're going to get to know me a little bit better. My vision of not only just this show, but what I want to see this show help create for our area. So I've lived my whole life in Washington County, Maryland. For those who aren't familiar, we're in between two mountain ranges in western Maryland. We're a couple hours from D.C., nestled between West Virginia and Pennsylvania. And we've got some amazing history in our area. We have so much history in our area. Us locals, we really do take it for granted, and it's sad. We really do. So a little bit about me first, though. So personally, I'm a cybersecurity professional, and one of the most important skills that you learn as a cybersecurity professional is how you research. So for years now, I've researched a lot of our local history, especially the history of our major industries and businesses. I personally live only a few miles from the Antietam battlefield, which was a major Civil War battlefield, and the C&O Canal, which was a man-made shipping canal that ran 184 miles from Washington, D.C. to Cumberland, Maryland. And it was actually planned to run all the way to Ohio. These are both fantastic places to visit if you've never have, and I highly recommend considering a vacation here in Washington County if you're looking for an alternative to just going to the beach. One of my main hobbies, and really something that kind of spurred this, is landscape photography. I love taking photos of the beautiful scenery around this area. In fact, if you go to kenbuckler.com, you'll be able to see a link to my portfolio, which is a small sampling of all the amazing views we have in this area. And you'll also actually see a link to the book that I'm in the process of writing, which is actually a tour guide of the area. I've always loved digging into things from a research perspective, so it's only fitting that I would start a show where we're literally digging into the ground in search of history. I knew I couldn't do this by myself, and quite honestly, I'm not all that great at metal detecting. And so we're going to be doing metal detecting and magnet fishing, by the way. Now, the magnet fishing is a pretty new concept that only a few people have started doing. I've started doing it myself. It's pretty fun. Looking forward to teaching the rest of the team how to do it, honestly. But I knew I couldn't do it by myself, so I enlisted a few people that have a lot more years metal detecting experience than I do. So I'm super excited about the team I'm putting together. And in fact, I'm amazed that I'm actually getting requests now from more people that they want to join the team, even though we haven't shot a single episode yet. So I've got to consult with the cast and figure out, okay, how big do we want this team to be? So I don't know. It's a good problem to have, I guess, is having people that want to work with you. So what's my vision for the show? What's History Hunters Hub going to be like? And why in the world did I choose that name in the first place? Well, to be perfectly honest, this actually wasn't my first choice for creating a show. I actually wanted to create a live stream for video gaming, teaching people how cybersecurity concepts in different video games like Uplink, which is basically a hacking simulator, even games like Thief Simulator. The problem I ran into is, to be perfectly honest, unless you're a geek like me, cybersecurity can be a pretty boring topic. And apparently, unless you're an attractive young woman playing video games in a hot tub, yes, apparently that's a real thing, it's hard to get people to watch your video game stream. Yeah, so many comments I could make on that, but I'm not going to right now. So after spending a lot of time with a stream called The Impartial Geek, which is run by an absolutely fantastic guy named David, and he has an absolutely epic beard, by the way, I decided to completely shift focus and join up with Jay, the producer of a local podcast called the Hub Show, and start a web series about the history of this area. And I've decided to start doing these behind the scenes mini episodes as part of David's 7-day challenge designed to help us with our content creation. David's entire channel is focused on content creation, and he's actually got a something called the Creator's Toolkit. It's absolutely fantastic. It's helped me a lot with coming up with the concept for my show, for History Hub Hunters, and also for my mini series here for behind the scenes of History Hub Hunters. So, big shout out to David. I couldn't have done this without your guidance, man. It's awesome. So Western Maryland and the surrounding area really is a major hub of history, and since the name, History Hub Hunters, we have buildings in the county that are built as far back as 1771 and possibly even older than that. Some of our stone bridges are still standing, which were originally built in the 1800s. We have the C&O Canal, Antietam Civil War battlefield. We even have our own aviation museum, which is actually opening up their own permanent home here soon, in a factory where aircraft like the Fairchild C-119 flying boxcar and even the A-10 Warthog were built. All right, A-10 Warthog, not many people realize this, but it was built right here in Hagerstown, Maryland. And every single one of them that rolled off the production line was built here and took its first flight here. There's a lot of history to explore in this area. Most likely, we're just going to be focusing on colonial era and Civil War era history and finding relics from those eras. It depends on, what kind of properties we can get access to. We're not going to be doing this on any public land. This is all going to be on privately owned land with the owner's permission. And a lot of it's going to be, hey, what was here? Give you a great example. My house, okay, my house was actually built along a road that was a major marching corridor during the Civil War. One of the hunters, who's going to be one of the cast members, Kyle, he actually metal detected my property for me. He found a Civil War era piece of lead in my front yard. How awesome is that? So we're going to be going to similar properties that we know that there's probably some historical relics buried on these properties. And to be honest, we're not trying to find treasures here. Okay, we're not trying to find lost gold or anything like that. No, don't get me wrong, I'd love to. But really what this is about finding those old ties to the history of our county, the history of this entire area, and just how great it is that we have these hidden treasures literally buried in our backyards. So, and that's really been my goal all along with my landscape photography too. I want people to see what we're doing, and I want them to say, not only what are they going to find next, but what will I see? What will I find if I go visit this place? I want my photography and I want this series to boost our tourism in our area. I really want it to show people that you don't have to drive hours to get to the beach if Western Maryland is just, a short 30 to 45 minutes away from your house. Come out here. Come take your vacation out here. We've got a lot more to offer than most people realize. So, without further ado, here's the teaser video for this exciting web series that hopefully is going to be coming this summer.